Hey Anthony, so great job working on your breaststroke over the last couple weeks, months I guess. So this is your breaststroke from today, above and below, and you're doing just a great job getting into a really nice line here. So you can see here when you're fully extended, you've got your head below your arms. We'll see it from the side, just a straight line from fingertips to toes. It's awesome. And then as the hands go around the corner, got a lot of good emphasis coming in on the in-sweep. You can see the elbows dropping a little bit around the corner. We want to try and keep those a little bit higher. The thing that we worked on the most today was your kick and seeing how you get, there's a pretty good width here between your knees. Every time you cycle through a kick, we see this big openness. Right? And it actually grows even a little bit more. As you go to the kick, it opens up even a tiny bit more. So we want to try and minimize that openness in your knees. You don't necessarily recover really wide. I mean, it starts to come out wide on the recovery as the heels come up, but it's as you fire your kick that it gets even wider that I don't like. In terms of up above, you're doing a pretty good job trying to keep your head in line with your spine. I think you're probably tucking your head a little bit early. Try and watch where your hands are going to land. So you want to watch maybe, a foot in front of you. That's where you want your eyes to be set, and you tend to, looks like, just drop your eyes a little bit early right there. I know that's something you worked on with Eddie, but I also know that's something he really preaches, is letting your eyes your head just fall forward after you've kind of looked a little bit down the pool and not tuck your chin. Okay, so from the side, underwater clip, again, just love the line you're creating here. She already showed this to you in our session, but just, really good. Everything's in line with your spine. That's an awesome clip right there underwater. The width is pretty solid in terms of how wide you're pulling. Here's where the elbows are up nice and high, and what I'd like to see those hands start to drive together towards one another with fingertips down, and then they would shoot forward also in the same motion. They would shoot forward. That's my arrow. Okay. What happens with you is you're letting your elbows just fall back a tiny bit here, pulling back towards your body, so you're not getting enough of an in-sweep there, so we'll have to work on some sculling tomorrow. And then in terms of your landing, I want you to push your elbows and shoulders forward in order to get the hands up front. So right now your hands are like this. There's a big angle on the water with your hands. I'd rather that your hands be shooting forward, and then you take your elbows and your shoulders and you lunge forward. And what's happening with you, Anthony, is you're tending to just kind of sit in that same hole you created. So I think we can get a whole lot more out of your recovery. So we'll work upper body tomorrow. Today was a kick day. So instead of just kind of dropping here into this hole, I want you to lunge, jump off those hips and jump forward. Okay? Underwater, look at your kick. So the kick on the left is with you swimming. Okay, and it's hard to see here, but the knees, are opening up quite a bit. You can also see that there's like this just looseness at the end of your kick. So you fire your kick, your heels come up, they turn out a little early, and then you fire your kick and the legs kind of like jumble around. We can see the feet, bouncing around a little bit. You want to have a nice firm finish with the kick. And then on the side that we worked on, we already had talked about keeping the knees a little bit wider, turning the toes out towards the side of the pool, which we hopefully can still get better at, and then firing around those knees. So you did a nice job working on this kick. Here it is from the front. This is just one with your kicking with the board, and also the other one is your swimming. Okay, I don't really know why I compared these two, but you can get a sense of how much more narrow your kick is with the knees, and how you're getting around your knees with the bottoms of with the legs, with the calves and the feet. Okay, so this is a really nice clip too. And then the last thing is we did our tipping kick drill. Okay, and with this we're really working on setting up the hips, driving the hips forward, okay, and then pressing off of the kick, pressing down and forward. So you should get yourself into a really good line. So you get a lot better at that too. Earlier you'd started out not quite so great a line. Here come the heels up, really nice. They come up, you're patient, they turn, let them turn the corner. See how you're already kicking back? Let them get turned all the way out. That might be all the way out there for you. And then they hold water, hold water. We had the buoy in for this drill because you were having a hard time at first just finding the rhythm and keeping the kick narrow, so we just made it a little bit easier by putting the buoy in. I think that's something that you should do at your workout, kick or swim breaststroke with a buoy for some of the volume, and then get back to using no buoy just to get that muscle memory set. All right, Anthony, look forward to seeing you again next week. Keep up the great work.